Alright guys, welcome to Canadian Diver Abroad video number 3. I promised that we'd do some gear videos, and the next piece of gear we're going to talk about is my BCD, or Buoyancy Control Device. Now, the BCD that I've opted for is the Beuchat Master Lift X Air Comfort. The reason I selected this is for years I've been diving with a Sherwood Axis back inflate BCD. And from all the reviews I read about the Beuchat, it very much handles in the water like it's a back inflate despite being a wraparound. Now, this is important because it allows you to have good trim when you're horizontal and swimming underwater. But if you need to be vertical for the purpose of demonstrating skills or assisting someone, the wraparound BCD just gives you that extra little bit of stability. There are a couple of features on this BCD which it stands out for me as a Divemaster intern. First, I want to talk about the pouches. There are nice size pouches that aren't overly large, but they also aren't so small that you're not going to be able to, they're not going to be useful to you. One of the neat features about them is that they have dual zippers, so you can unzip from the front or the back. And inside, the pouch is equipped with a bungee lanyard that has a plastic snap link on the end. Now, the plastic is nice because you recognize that you're not really going to be in a situation where you want to hang anything heavy on there, but for something like a reel and a safety sausage and or slates for assisting in instruction or doing a scuba refresher or Discover Local Scuba, absolutely perfect. This is an integrated weight BCD, which means that we're not required to wear a weight belt. We can have up to 5 kilos in the side weight pockets. And the nice thing about the side weight pockets is that they have some safety redundancy built into them. So what you have is a Fast-X buckle system. So the primary anchor is the Fast-X buckle. However, there's a secondary Velcro flap which keeps the weight pouch in its place in the event that you perhaps were doing weight remove replace drill and didn't properly reseat your pouch. The Velcro is going to provide you that little bit of redundancy if you don't properly seat your Fast-X buckle all the way in the home position. Now, one of my concerns about this BCD is the nylon mesh foam padded area. This is an area that it's going to be interesting to see how it stands up to the wear and tear of the daily on and off of a BCD when you're using it in a working capacity in the Divemaster world. I'll be monitoring that because it's very comfortable right now. I hope that it's commercial grade enough that it's going to stand up. The other thing I like about the BCD is that all of the equipment D-rings are aluminum. So they're lightweight, but they're strong metal, unlike plastic BCDs. And on both sides, you have mirrored D-ring packages. So on the shoulder strap, you have a large one. On the side, above your pocket, you have a small one. And then on the bottom of the BCD, you have another large D-ring. And that's the same on both sides. Now, the other thing that it has is behind the pouches, you have a compartment where you can stow your octo. This allows you to have your octo inside that triangle on your front, keeps you compact, keeps you from having unnecessary drag or things hanging off you. And there's a pocket on the other side for your pressure gauge as well as your depth gauge. One of the things I noticed is I have an extremely small dive knife, and the dive knife mounting grommets are actually in direct proximity to that little D-ring on the left side of the BCD. So if you have a larger knife, you're probably not going to gain access to that front grommet, which could be a drawback. Of course, I only need one grommet for my little knife, and that works out just perfectly. So the last point that I'll point out, it was pointed out to me by my local dive shop that the low pressure inflator hose, the valves inside this may not be the best valves for cold water diving. Now, I'm not taking my Divemaster internship in Rotan because I like cold water diving, but if you're thinking that you want this BCD for use in cold water, you might be mindful of the fact that you may have to go with an aftermarket inflator hose in order to get the performance that you want in cold water. The other thing I note is I have a low pressure inflator signaling device, and it doesn't sit really well on this hose. It is functional, but it's not perfect. Otherwise, the swim performance and all of the features on this BCD make it absolutely perfect, and I'm looking forward to taking it to Roatan, using it on my internship.